Welcome back to another episode of your favourite golf podcast. It's Golf is Ruining My Life. Here once again to talk about everyone's favourite subject. It's golf.
Oh, it's everyone's favourite subject.
Is it?
I would like to do a Golf is Ruining My Life special with our other halves.
Oh gosh, you would hate that so much.
Really hate that.
Em would. Emma's been forced to get to know golf through her dad and through me. I owe Keith a lot because Keith has shown Em through, because that's Em's dad, through years and years that golf on a Saturday is important and people go away on lads' golf trips and that's just fine. That's life. So Em's learned.
Also, I hope that Em and my other half Beth understand that we are giving you options for birthday presents. Do you know what I mean? If your other half's into golf, you never need to think about birthdays or Christmases ever again. Because trust me, there is always something.
Do you know what?
Scotty Cameron putter, please.
Send this clip to your partner, or if you're in a group of girls, send this to the girlfriend who has a boyfriend who likes golf. Because trust me, a Pro V1 is always a great present, isn't it?
A brand new golf ball. Here's a weird thing that I would do with a new golf ball. So if you get me golf balls for my birthday or Christmas, right? I will open the packet, probably when no one's looking. New ball smell.
Oh, it's lovely. Do you ever bite them? You ever done that?
Sometimes.
You can just to feel how, because if you bite a Pro V1, and you bite a Pro V1 X,
you can tell the difference.
Of course you can.
Oh my God.
That's the big thing.
Is that, have they done that? Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
Okay. So you can do a blindfold test. It's the Pepsi Cola versus Coke. I can pop a ball in my mouth and go X, just Pro V1.
Yeah. And the Pro V1 X obviously be softer.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
I do think that is the good thing about golf, as you've stumbled on within the first 3 minutes of this show. Another enlightening moment for golf fans. Yeah. And it is true. There's very few other things, I think, in life where you could spend £12, which is, for most, that's a pretty cheap present. That's a Secret Santa.
But you're going to get something great for a golfer for £12.
Better than great.
New golf glove. Oh, I love a golf glove. Thank you so much.
A new FootJoy golf glove.
I mean,
it's
seriously.
It's such a good present.
My wife is into wild swimming.
What'd you get her, a pond?
That's the problem.
So long.
Some ducks. Some geese.
Forever.
For the distance. The amount of kit you can get, there is some kit you can get, but golf is built to sell stuff to people, isn't it? Bits of metal and balls. So golf is a gift, not just for us, but also
to our wives,
people who love us.
Such a good point.
I think that's a really good thing, actually. Can we just take a moment let's just clip out a moment here, something to send to someone, just to tell them that you are happy to always have golfing presents.
Okay, hold on. This is podcast listeners, we've got hundreds and hundreds of people that listen to this podcast every single week. And what I want to convey to you is that we've recently once again taken up our passion of TikTok. Yes. And it's really invading our brain, isn't it, TikTok?
It's very Moorish.
Oh, because in the last week since we last spoke, we've had the best part of like 300,000 views on TikTok of people sharing our clips around. Yeah. So our brain is thinking more TikTok than podcast at the moment, which is a shame.
Don't feel like we're betraying you, listener. No. We love you. But what's going to happen is now, and you won't know this, but we're actually going to look at the cameras.
Hey guys, are you on TikTok?
Tom, you've really changed.
Is that how they talk on TikTok?
I could tell.
Hey guys, you on TikTok?
That's inauthentic.
Okay,
that's not Tom Green. You've got to keep it authentic for the TikToks.
Right. So you're watching this and you're thinking, what should I get my boyfriend, my husband, my son who loves golf, because I need to get them a present for Christmas or birthday. I've got no idea what to get them. Tom, what should they get them?
There are so many things. Whoever it is in your life, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, mother, anyone who loves golf, just set yourself a budget, walk into the golf shop, whether it's a physical shop or an online shop, and just find something for that price and buy it. Whatever it is, balls, gloves, tees.
They'll love them all.
They'll love it. You're welcome.
If you want to spend about £10, about $15, 3 Pro V1 X's. Yeah. Done. Get them in and they'll love it.
Absolutely. Get them some brand new balls. If you are looking to spend upwards, maybe towards like £40 or £50, so what's that, like $70 or $80?
Something like that.
You're going to be looking at some club covers for the drivers, maybe a new putter cover.
Nice.
I mean, that would make me so happy.
That would be good.
I've already got a really good cover for my putter, but a new one is still going to make me really happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to the podcast
message
now.
end. Sorry, we're looking after the likes as well as the listeners.
It's really difficult. Talking about looking after the listeners, I want to do a little bit of mail a bit of stuff that we've had in over the last week.
Great.
Because we get loads of emails all the time. We get loads of messages on social media. You can message us whenever you want. It's thetoms@golfisruiningmylife.co.uk. Okay? We encourage any sort of stories that you've got. If you've been shouted out at a golf course, that's something that sort of comes up for us quite a lot. So, a few weeks ago, we were talking about whether we believed it was right that boards in golf clubs should have a handicap limit on there so you don't get the hackers with their name on the board.
Or maybe there should there be an asterisk for hackers, a hacker's asterisk just next to their name?
You mentioned the Dregs Corner, and I quote, send them to the Dregs Corner.
Dregs Corner.
Now, I can't believe, because we got hundreds of messages about this, right?
Yeah, this did actually go a bit insane on TikTok as well.
Callum James has sent this in, and I can't believe that I'm going to agree with Callum James, but I am going to agree with Callum James. And a lot of golfers agree with him who actually would never, because of this, end up on a board. Our golf club has a scratch winners on the board only policy.
I know that's...
There's a handicap trophy section on the site, but at the end of the day, handicaps are not for on the board. So I said, Callum, I replied saying, Callum, whoa, hold on. You can only get on the board in your club if you're off scratch. He says, not exactly.
No.
You will have to win a competition, but they will only use scratch scores. So most of the comps are 0 to +3 players.
So any name you see on those boards at Callum's place, when they have won that competition that year, at no point has someone said, oh, well, you've got a shot on this hole.
Yep.
At no point has someone said, oh, what stroke index is this?
And I can't believe I can't believe it. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's the way to do it.
I'm then looking at a board of aspirational triumph rather than impressive maths.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like when he commented that and I saw it, I had this moment of realization of going, I'm ruling myself out of ever being on a board, but I'm all right with that.
The other problem with that is, certainly at our place, is it would just say Rodri. Because there's probably 2 or 3 golfers at ours who are off like +2, +3. And they do win every year because they're amazing.
They dominate.
But that's your Federer. That's your Peter Sampras, for those who are old enough to remember. That is your Pete Sampras or your Boris Becker, right?
Oh, yeah.
Before the court cases and the fraud. It is the way it should be. However, I would say Callum's right. There's something in that. But I would say instead of a Dregs Corner, maybe a Championships Corner, the Elite Corner. So this bit of the bar... I realise we're now categorising off. We're chunking off bits of the bar.
Yeah, okay, but I'm working with you on this.
Your prime board real estate is, and it would be like a thing across the top, scratch tournaments.
But is that enough prominence? Because if you look at our place, there's boards everywhere. There's loads of boards at Muswell Hill.
There's probably boards in the toilets.
There's boards everywhere.
I open my locker. There's a board at the back of my locker.
New board.
Well done, Sam, in 1906.
Yeah, not even me on there.
No.
It would it not detract a little bit from what the real boards are if there's like loads of boards and there's like the boards which aren't on scratch and there's the boards that are on scratch? I like the cleanness of going. We have 15 competitions a year.
Yeah.
This is them on the board.
Yeah.
They've ran back 150 years and it was off, and your scratch score is what counted.
But the problem is, and also I'm sure you will all recognise this, and this is a lovely thing. This isn't the problem, by the way. I'm coming to that. But a lovely thing is you see names of generations. So you'll see an Adams, right, from the 1970s, and then you'll see his son in the 1990s winning that tournament. You know what I mean? And then his grandson. And we've got this a few times.
So great.
There are names that bounce down there, and that's gorgeous. I love that kind of legacy of golf. That's a beautiful thing. However, when a competition is announced as a border and you can use your handicap, the incentive to enter it, for me, as a raging egotist, is massive. I want to get my name on a board, and I have no shame about that at all.
Yeah.
So if they then only have 16 comps, which have got a name, you can get your name on a board. A lot less people will enter, and that's another problem as well. A lot less people will enter because they think, well, there's no point. I'm not going to win it. You know what I mean? Because it's off scratch, and I'm off 16. It's not going to happen. It's too far. That's too far.
So where is the line?
You have to... I think you set a limit for the handicap of like 36 or 24 maybe.
I think even that's too high.
Okay.
I would say 18 for men, 24 for women. would be my...
Here's the thing.
Or maybe 18, just 18 in general. I don't know why you'd have a gender split, actually. There always is a gender split with those things, but there's probably no real reason to have one.
None at all. The family foursomes, did I tell you about that the other day? Have I done this? We did all right, me and my son, got like 31 points. It was won by someone who got 48 points. He was playing with his daughter, who was off 62.
Oh. I can't believe you can get handicaps that high.
It's just, I mean, great. No, it's good.
How many
it's lovely.
shots hold that?
62. I actually think...
Hold on, let me do the maths. Hold on. There'll be
It's
people
just-
at home working it out. 62, it's 5 shots a hole. It's 5 shots a hole.
5 shots. It's just, I mean, and you kind of like, oh,
It's
well,
an 8 on a par 3. That's a par. Well done, lads.
he got a cup. They got a cup.
Okay, fine.
So that's one extremity. You want to, preferably with kids, I would say don't avoid that. But if it's just juniors playing, they can go as high as they like, right? I would suggest. But when you are doing the big comps, you want to make a limit of whatever it is, 20, maybe 22. I'll just keep saying numbers until we find something.
Yeah.
But also you want to have, 2 or 3 premium tournaments, the President's Cup or the Scratch Cup or whatever, and you want to put them prominently at the front and centre of your board real estate. That's what I would do.
And there's the ones that there's like 3 that are above the bar or something in there.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
They're your scratch onlys.
Why not have their, like employee of the month? Why not get their pictures in a frame? The reigning champion, the guy wearing the green jacket.
Yeah.
It would be for Muswell Hill Golf Club. It would be the black polo neck.
Sure.
For this year is Tom Price. And then I would like. Could you imagine, as an egotist, every day walking in, seeing your face?
Yeah, yeah, you'd love that, right?
It would be like walking in my house.
Yeah, because you've got all the photos of you in the house, haven't you? The big
Everywhere.
portrait.
Everywhere.
This does lead me to another question that I wanted to ask, though. Based on what you would have on the boards and if you'd have a handicap limit, what do you look for in a golf club? What do you look for in a golf club? If you were to join somewhere new, obviously you're not thinking about leaving Muswell Hill, but it's certainly something that I'm going to have to go through over the next few months, is what for you are the big things as you pull through the gates of a golf club that you think, okay, I want to be a member here?
This is a great question. This is like going to a new school. They should have open days
I'd love that.
where you go on a Saturday and all the members walk you around and sort of, it's really exciting here. You must come. We have ping pong on Tuesdays.
It's so nice.
It's just great. Sort of slightly dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
You know the kids who they've hypnotised to pretend the school is
100%.
nice.
Yeah.
It is really good here. We do swimming.
You can see the teachers giving them evils behind them.
Yeah. That is a great question. What do you look for in a new golf club? The obvious first and foremost answer is the friendly welcome.
Okay.
It's got to be the warm welcome, and not just from the pro shop or the bar or the office, other members. You've got to have that thing where you see, hi there, how's it going? Just so there's a general, the nodding vibe. Right, I've been to golf clubs where there's not even a nodding vibe, and I'm just like, what is going on here?
Right, okay.
What I like about coming to a new golf club, and I will always test this water, right? This is a little dipping the toe in the vibe of a golf club, in the car park, getting stuff out, always changing my shoes in the back of the car.
Yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to everywhere, would you?
Well, if you get a look, that's a big no-no, but also saying hello to someone as they walk past, hi there, and seeing what they do.
Yeah.
So no pressure on people at golf clubs. But when strangers are saying hi, the whole point is we're all, having our lives ruined together.
Yeah.
Right?
See, that for me is so far down on the list of importance.
Atmosphere is massive. Go on then. What's...
All I want is perfect golf. I want the golf course to be mind-blowingly stunning, amazing, and manicured.
So if that means then you will pay a price for that. So if you joined a really, really friendly local club that was a bit rough around the edges, but, it was a good challenge.
Yeah.
Everyone's really nice. Loads of comps you could play on the team, and it costs... I'm gonna London weight this. So what? I don't know, like £1,200 a year, something like that.
Yeah, that's about what I ended up playing for Muswell Hill.
Right?
Yeah,
that's usually what it can be for London, certainly for younger people. Versus top golf course. Looks incredible. Greens are really quick. All the paths are trimmed. You don't really know many people there. There's sort of a day when there's a scratch cut, but you don't know that many people. You have a lot of friends who come and play there with you, and it costs like $2,500-3,000 a year, but it's bing. What do you go for?
100% the second.
No.
Yeah, totally. I love playing manicured, unbelievably looking golf. I just do.
Really interesting.
I really enjoy it. All the rounds that stick out to me in my mind are when I've played Woburn, and I've loved playing Woburn.
Of course, but those are
beautiful.
the exception, right?
But it doesn't have to be the exception. It can be the rule.
But then the problem with that is you then set a standard that's too high, and then you're just... Do you know what I mean?
No.
Then you're used to living... It's like friends of mine who've been to Oxford and Cambridge. They basically lived at a National Trust property for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they have to go into
Life's
real
not
life.
like this.
Life's not like this, yeah.
But I think this is also because... I think you're coming at it from quite like a London standpoint. Because,
Sounds unlike me.
Yeah, which is weird because you play a lot of golf in Wales, in Monmouth.
Yeah.
When I say the sort of courses I want to play, I know handfuls that are just regularly priced courses in the northwest of England that you wouldn't have to spend a fortune to join, but do feel special when you play them.
Yeah.
That's just what I want. This is what I loved about playing Woburn in the few times that I've played it, is that I remember so distinctly, it must have been a December day that I played Woburn, and I left our course looking like the opening scenes to any film about the Somme. Like ridiculous levels of mud and trenches and all this sort of stuff. And I pulled up to Woburn, and obviously not only was it the middle of winter, but there was not one little iota of mud. We were also off grass tees.
Grass tees in December?
Grass tees in December.
I think you'll find that's Disney World, mate.
No, it's
I think you
amazing.
find you were asleep and you were dreaming. Listen, go and buy a product. Here's some ads while I reconsider my life choices and change my golf club.
Oh, welcome back to another episode of Golf is Ruining My Life and Your Life. So I understand why you put the importance of friendliness so high up. Like I do understand that.
Yeah.
But you must see the attraction of like that sort of golf course.
I massively see the attraction, but I don't see that I want to have a trophy golf wife every
Golf
week.
course.
Golf
Right,
course.
okay.
I don't see that I want to have that not plastic fantastic, but you know what I mean? That just incredible manicured ding, where it looks like it's been painted green. I love that, but that is we're going to Portugal, we're going somewhere special. We're going to an amazing place. Where I want to play my golf regularly is where I've got mates, where I find the golf course interesting. In fact, we didn't get onto that.
Yeah.
But the quality of the golf, well, let's talk about that. So I want to play, I don't just want a super long course.
Nope.
I don't just want a super short course. You want that thing where it's really interestingly designed. And I think our place, Muswell Hill, is a really good design. Like, I always play those holes, and I'm always like, it's really interesting, different things going on, and you play other courses, and suddenly you've done like 7 par 4s in a row.
Yeah.
And it's very up and downy. We don't have that at our place.
There's not a lot of fiddly at Muswell Hill, is what I would say. I love when we played the Sevi course.
Oh, the Shire.
You hated it. You really struggled with it, right? No beef against the Shire.
It's a beautiful course.
Beautiful place to play, but that type of golf you don't like, whereas that type of golf I love. I played a place recently. There's nothing better I find than standing on the tee of a par 4 and someone goes, basically you want like 180 there, because then you've got basically 130 in. The last thing I want is 10 driver par 4s. Bang. Bang.
But
bang.
Simon Dyson was good on this when we played with him in our Versus Challenge, and he was saying, you got to plot your way around. And that was the first time I'd really thought of it like that. And that was on a course where, you could just go for it. But
that is really interesting.
take a 5-wood hit, and I'm like, oh no, I'm hit driver, which I spray everywhere. And he knocks a 5-wood, which, for me, he can hit a 5-wood a ridiculous distance. But actually, the difference between knocking a 5-wood, hitting the middle of the fairway and having an 8-iron in, rather than knocking a driver, massively risk spraying it in the water or losing it, and then have a wedge in. Well, obviously take your 8-iron in with your obviously.
Yeah.
And think like that, and get that thrill, that rush of getting a good score together. The Shire was really frustrating for me. As I say, it's a gorgeous course, and we need to play it again. But I didn't realise that was there. The pitfall golf. When you walk up to the green, you're like, oh, there's a...
Oh, what?
There's a rip in the space-time continuum here. They should have that on the little chart.
Should be on the map.
Where am I? I'm 110 yards from the rip in the space-time continuum. Okay, fine. I need to avoid that.
I can cover it.
A lot of layup. So there's so many little surprises there, which is great to play, but not a place to put a card together.
It's fiddly. But it's a very interesting point that you make, that Simon Dyson showed us how to play fiddly around Porter's Park. Of course, that isn't necessarily that fiddly.
No.
There was long, straight par 4s, but instead of just going, driver,
Yeah.
which is what I do.
Totally.
I just hit driver. He was like, no, well, as you say, you can do something a bit different. Lay up behind those bunkers. Whereas anything that isn't a 90-degree angle for me, I'm just attacking as far as I can. He really didn't see it like that.
I think playing with him that day was the first time I heard, what's your distance? You know that thing when you're playing foursomes?
Yeah.
What's your favourite distance? Yeah, well, I love 120 yards. I'll give you that, in which case I'm going to take a 6-iron now. That was really like, oh, right, I haven't thought about that. Okay, yeah, I'll put you there. And when you get down there, you always go, oh, yeah, of course.
You're so grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference. Or another good one he was really good at. We're really blowing a lot of
Love you, Simon Dyson.
fumes up his.
By the way, Simon Dyson's just got TikTok. He followed us and he's doing TikTok.
Oh, really?
Now, so go and check out Simon Dyson on TikTok.
And obviously check out Golf is Ruining My Life on TikTok as
Of
well.
course.
Blah, 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 blah. He was looking at flat bits as well. He was saying, if you go there, your shot in is going to be off the flat plateau-y bit rather than downhill. Because no one wants a downhill lie.
I got another question for you.
You're gone.
What do you think is the sexiest part of someone's golf game?
Oh, my life. That's the best question I've ever heard. The sexiest part, of my golf game, or generally, what is the thing that I go, whoa.
Yeah, not in a pros game, but when you're playing with someone around a course, what do you think when they do something, you're like, phew.
Sound.
Okay, yeah.
That noise when someone properly compresses and almost effortlessly smacks a golf ball. That is amazing. And that's something you always hear when you go and watch the pros play, right? That's what everyone says, the sound of it, and then that sort of high ball, but the sound of a well-struck ball. What about you?
I would say a well-struck iron shot.
Yeah.
If you could play really well with your irons,
Yeah.
I think that's the most impressive part of someone's golf game. Yeah. Because you see so many new golfers, or I've got friends that play golf who've only ever gone to the driving range for the last 5 years and now step on a golf course so they can actually hit a driver.
Yeah.
And they step up and they hit a driver and it's like, whoa, okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the mark of someone who can really play golf, I think, who's got that fizzing little 6-iron,
Yeah.
where they really compress it and it flies unbelievably.
A proper arcing 4-iron is just golf porn.
Yeah, it is the sexiest part of someone's game. Or a really well-struck 3-wood. I think 3-wood's a great club to watch someone hit because they can be quite difficult. Not when you've got the Aerojet.
Oh my God. The Aerojets are loads of it's taken all year me telling them. 2 of my friends randomly this week have messaged me saying, you got the Aerojets, apparently they're amazing. And I'm like, I've been saying that since February.
The thing I like about this show is that you never really know who our adverts are. They're just sort of undercover. Love you, Aerojet.
Kissing the Puma badge there. Here's a question then. Based on that, the sexy thing. If you could have one part of my game, what would it be? And if I could have one part of your game?
Oh, what a great question.
That's a good question, isn't it?
I would have...
It feels a bit like we're sort of golf keys in a bowl here. It's a bit weird. I can't really look at you as we talk about it.
I would have your... I think you do hit irons really well.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I think you do hit irons really well.
God, I love this.
I think you've got times where, like, I've seen you hit a pretty nice iron shot quite consistently.
Okay, yeah. Look, that's great. That's just what I wanted to hear.
Okay, good.
Right, let's move on. So,
I've got no idea what you're going to say about my golf game because I think my golf game is on the whole obviously far worse than yours.
I think you're a really good putter.
Thanks.
I think you're a really good putter. I think that you very rarely properly balls up putting. I've seen you on many, many occasions whole crazy putts, but also you're a solid 2-putter. And I think that is what I'd snatch that.
I love a 2-putt.
I think you do it a lot. I think you underestimate. Actually, your short game in general is good. You've got a good feel. You hit quite low chips, don't you? You're a low chipper. And I can't do those. And maybe I'd have that off you.
I like a bump and run.
Yes, bump and runs.
Oh, I was the king of a bump and run for a long time.
Is it because everyone I know who's good at bump and runs is good at them because they did them as a kid?
That was the only way I knew how to chip.
As a kid?
Yeah. It's the only... And when I came back to golf, I just didn't trust having a... For me, the idea of being 30 yards out of a green and going, okay, I'm going to take a 58 degree at this.
Right up.
That's insanity to me.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's such a high tariff, high risk shot, which could... Okay, sometimes goes great.
Yeah.
More often than not, you thin it, you fat it. Everyone's done that thing where they full off a chip and it goes 1 yard ahead. You will never do that with a little 8-iron, little bang, 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 bang.
Just knock it along.
You'll always have, if not a little tap in after that, A little 5-footer, 6-footer.
It's very high risk going high. It looks good, and when you get a nice pitch mark and it thunk and it lands near the hole, but actually just knocking it, hitting it near the hole along the ground-ish, makes sense. It's simpler.
What do you think what's the strongest part of your game? If you were to go, this is me at my golden. Like when you're talking about yardage in, what is you're pretty happy?
That's a great question. I think that I really love, like a 9-iron. If I'm hitting a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, I don't have any doubts. 3-iron, 4-iron, hardly any doubts. Driver, nothing but doubts. It is doubt with a heartbeat. That's what I've got when I've got a driver in my hand. What about you?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think most people must feel that then, because pitching wedge for me, you give me a par 3, 120 yards. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to be a leading man.
Yeah. That's how all par 3 should be. When I see a par 3 that's 180 yards, I'm like, screw you.
That's not the point.
It's not the point.
Don't do that.
This is supposed to be easy.
I can't take a 3-iron off the tee. Also, I tell you what I like, which I've done more and more recently, is a bit of a dick move. On a par 3, just drop a ball down.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Don't need a tee, guys.
No tee required.
We were talking last week on the show about when have you been practicing your golf swing in the weirdest place. We've had loads of comments. Thank you so much for getting in touch with the show. The strangest place you have practiced your golf swing.
Yours was coming out of the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Middle of the night. Before I got back in, I delayed getting back into bed, even though I was super tired, to think about coming around the body a bit more.
Yeah.
Naked.
Sure.
I should add.
Oh.
Sorry. We had a message from Ground Maintenance Limited. Love those guys. This is amazing.
Ground Maintenance Limited. Sure, why not?
They are amongst the best at maintaining ground.
Yes.
Could be worse. Waiting at a funeral to carry a coffin. And the grandson of the dead started practicing his swing at the back door of the coffin.
Oh, incredible. Is there any better time?
Guys, that's one of the best things I've ever heard. I really hope that Grandad was a golfer and Grandad was like, good lad.
I think if I was the dead in that and I was up there like this and my grandson was practicing his little chip behind me, good on you.
Yeah.
Don't waste the time at my funeral when you could be practicing.
Why cry when you could be remembering to keep your left arm straight?
Exactly.
It's just
the old saying goes.
But also, it is such a... What I love about it is it's such a physical demonstration of being completely elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, you're gone.
It's very hard to convince someone. No, I'm listening to what you're saying.
But I'm just...
But I'm playing an imaginary game.
Then out. That's such a good... Who was that from? Groundskeeper, what was he called?
Let me see. Hang on. Ground Maintenance Limited, GDRM. They are.
Remember, we're always looking for stories. Anything that you have.
Any more of those? To be honest, they're brilliant. The weirdest place that you have practiced your golf swing, or you've seen someone practicing a golf swing.
If there's ever anything we say in this show, and you'll think, "Oh, well, I've got something for that," or like, "I've got a story for that," you can email us, thetoms@golfisruiningmylife.co.uk, or just go on the socials. Most people send us stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and it's an easy place to go.
Only a few minutes left now, Tombo. Before we wrap up, where are you at with your golf for the next week? What's going on, please, in your golf life?
Well, I love it when my golf life crosses over into my real life. And I got a message from a work colleague the other day saying, "Hi Tom, we've got something that's come for you, a little sponsored social media thing that involves you, Sky, and golf.
Oh my life!
Would you mind going to film some stuff on the driving range for us?" Yes, I would love to, my man.
It is unreal. Engage smug mode.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
he is fully smug up. So you're basically being paid. You're basically a professional golfer. You're being paid to play golf right now.
Put it this way: if you're paid to play golf, does that make you a professional golfer?
Yes, it does. There you are. He's getting cash. Okay,
so
good.
That's my golf. So bar that, I'm boring, still in the middle of a house move. However, we are edging towards completion dates and exchange dates. I'd like to think that I'd be playing golf again before Christmas in my new place.
Can I ask you a question? When you go around and start looking at those new golf clubs, right? You've got like, I don't know, how many have you got a short list of at the moment?
Porter's Park's big shortlist for me,
So
which you could understand why we're joined there.
Loved it.
Really nice.
Top pro, top course, interesting course.
Yeah. The guy from Porter's Park, the pro there, was really, really nice and really helpful. So if you can go and check that place out, I would recommend it.
But there's lots where you're moving to.
Yeah.
Can I be your wingman when you go and have a little look around? Can you, I'm happy to be the sort of Lynn to your Alan Partridge.
Okay.
And just sort of scuttle along next to you as you demand to play for free.
Yeah.
Because this is a bit like, I want to get a test drive in the new Lexus.
I want to try before you buy.
Right, but then I'm going to drive that car to my holiday in Cornwall for the week.
You put 2,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
You're really testing it.
I really want to see what it's like.
I think what I'll do is I think I'm going to create a long list, and then I think me and you should go and play the short list.
That is great.
From there.
That is what I'm talking about. Okay, fine.
On the list right now is Porter's Park,
Yes.
Woburn.
Oh.
Woburn.
Wow, how much are Sky Sports paying you?
Not enough of that. Woburn. I also want to go and play the Live course, the Centurion course.
Yes.
The London clubs around there. There's a few that I want to.
Grovey, Shirey.
Grovey, Shirey, never know.
Verulam as well. Gorgeous.
Verulam, there's loads around that.
We should try them all out, Tom.
The Grove. I went to the Grove recently on ungolf related business. I think I actually spoke about it on this show, and it was nice.
It's very nice.
I wonder how much membership there is for the Grove.
I think that's the question you should ask as you hand your card over to join.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this. Really glad I've got the go-ahead. Can't wait. By the way, how much is it?
Oh, Christ.
Oh, God. All right, listen, don't worry. You can afford it because we're making so much money off this podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Stay in touch. You know where to find us. We keep going on about it. And we really appreciate all your comments and all the love. Thanks, guys.
See you next time.